Alright, so I'm going to take Vial Maverick into a league here. Um, you know what, I just realized I have too many cards in my list. But, oh well, I'll use this as an opportunity to show off the list. So it's the same list that I've kind of been running. Lord of the Pit was the one who refined it. My buddy Sean Yu. It's got some Mother of Runes, Swords to Plowshares, Stone Forges, 4 Thalias, 2 Prelates, 2 Scrib Rangers, 4 Deathrite Shamans, 2 Pride Mages, 4 Knights, and then you've got the Aether Vials, the equipment, and some lands. I think I actually have too many lands here. I think I used to run 22 lands, so I'm going to cut a basic plains, and let's see what else. I have 2 scrublands, 2 savannas, 1 bayou, 1 forest, a cradle, horizon canopy. I think I'm going to cut the... I think I'm going to cut 1 verdant catacombs. Those should technically be marsh flats, I think, because plains is more important, but whatever. I'm gonna just play it like this, I think, for now. You know, actually, I might leave those and cut the cradle. The cradle's nice to have for like really explosive equipment type stuff, but with this list, you know, you're not using as much mana because you have Aether Vial anyway. So, couple Teagues in the sideboard. I added those in because I'm still finding there's a lot of Storm online in the leagues. Couple Abrupt Decays for some more spot removal. Zealous Persecutions for Elves and Young Pyromancer. Got a couple Chokes for the blue decks, some Thought Seizes for combo, and then I have 2 Containment Priests for Show and Tell, a Reanimator, a Dredge, and then a couple Canonists. So it's a pretty basic list. I'm kind of curious to see if it's still as good with Miracles out of the picture, so let's give it a shot. I think it should still be fine. The Aether Vials are still great against combo decks that have counter magic. You can get Hate Bears in, you know, no problem, or end of turn. Flash speed is important. You can actually sometimes make it to 2 with your Vial, and then you can flash in Thalia like after they've cast a Dark Ritual, which is awesome. That's like a great feeling, because then they've used a spell and then they might, you know, it might mess up their math. A lot of time I'll just run Thalia out there immediately though, to tell you the truth. Alright, so first match, we're on the play. This hand's great. We can play Stoneforge Mystic around Daze on turn 2 and Wasteland them. It's like one of the best hands you can get. Since I'm on the play, and I have a Deathrite Shaman, I feel like I can fetch a non-basic. They'd have to force my Deathrite Shaman and follow up with Wasteland to make me worry about getting mana screwed. Alright, and it looks like we're playing against an Eldrazi deck, so this is a pretty good start for him, but since I'm going to play a Stoneforge, grab a Batterskull, and Wasteland him next turn, I don't know if he's going to be able to recover from that. So I'll start by Wastelanding his Eye, so that I can exile his land for my Stoneforge Mystic. Keeps my Knights bigger in the future. I'm just going to get a Batterskull because that card is pretty tough for them to deal with. Take 4. No big deal. Okay. Cavern of Souls, not bad. Even less mana that I have to worry about, I think. I'm just going to pass the turn here. Keep up mana to Vial in my Batterskull. I also can Swords to Plowshares one of his guys. Okay, Karakas. So it looks like he's playing the white version of Eldrazi. Maybe not, maybe he's just has a lot of Karakases for the Sneak and Show and Reanimator type decks. Oh man, I'm really just wreaking havoc on his mana base this game. Drew another Wasteland. I'm going to play a Pride Mage here, and then I'm going to swing with the Batterskull. It'll be Exalted, so now the Germ token won't die to Eldrazi Mimics. He's really hurting on mana this game. He hasn't found any soul lands or anything like that. I think I'm going to play my Vial here, so I can curve out with Mother of Runes and Stoneforge Mystic. Now I feel like I'm so far ahead, I don't know what he could do to win. So there we go, we beat Eldrazi. So I don't really like Mother of Runes in this matchup. I don't like Sanctum Prelate. Let's see, these guys can be good to get in some damage in the air with equipment. Thalia has First Strike, which could be pretty good. I like the Pride Mages. You know, this matchup is one that I'm not actually that prepared for with my sideboard. I know I definitely want the Abrupt Decays. I think I might want the Zealous Persecutions. Sometimes those can, you know, they can attack with something and you can block in Zealous Persecution and surprise them. I think I'm just going to board out the Sanctum Prelates and 2 Mother of Runes. Yeah, I think that seems fine. The Mother of Runes is still fine because it can chump block trade with a with an Eldrazi Mimic, and sometimes, you know, it can do something with an equipment. Oh, I do have a couple Revokers in the deck list too. I forgot to mention those before. I do kind of like Revoker in this matchup because you can name Endbringer or Ratchet Bomb. Sometimes, you know, they might get a GT online, so I'm going to leave those, and I'm going to submit this. I mean, the main hope is that you can deny their mana, like we did, get kind of ahead on mana with your Deathrite Shaman, or Aether Vial, and then get a Stoneforge and a Batterskull, or a Knight of the Reliquary. They're just so good. Mother of Runes can actually be good because, you know, they play Dismember a lot of the time. So sometimes you can protect a knight or something from Dismember. When the Eldrazi deck came out, I kind of thought it might be troublesome for Maverick because Maverick really thrives when you can just use Mother of Runes to kind of swing combat in your favor. But the thing about the Eldrazi deck is that, yes, they have like some big creatures, but they're only going to really get enough mana against our deck to play those creatures if they have a pretty good draw. And we need to not be wastelanding them, you know. We were on the play last game, so that did give us a huge advantage. If he had been on the play, he would have, you know, probably steamrolled us with those Mimics and then played another creature his turn 2 or something, because instead of wastelanding him, we would have had to play our Deathrite Shaman on the first turn. But now he's going to be on the play. We'll see what we can do here. This hand is not the best. There's no 1-drop, but I'm going to keep it because it has a Knight. We can curve Thalia or Zealous Persecution into Knight. It might be too slow, like if he gets a turn 1 Mimic, turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer type hand, but we'll just wait and see. I'm going to play Verdant Catacombs so that it's wasteland proof. He's probably going to play a Thought-Knot Seer here, or maybe a 4/4 Endless one. Alright, Thought-Knot Seer, that's fine. I've got a couple really good cards in my hand, so he might actually just take the Batterskull, and then I'll have to find GT probably with my Stoneforge Mystic. I could see him taking the Knight because that's gonna get bigger, you know, if I can find some fetch lands. But Batterskull is the card that kind of single-handedly wins this matchup a lot of the time. Okay, he got rid of the Stoneforge. That's a fine choice. I'm going to actually. All right, so we're kind of on the back foot here, which makes me not really want to use Wasteland just yet. I think I'm going to play Savannah, and I'm going to play Thalia just to kind of have something on the board. I'm going to get a Scrubland to kind of turn on this Zealous Persecution in the future. So hopefully I can avoid Wasteland for one turn and then play my knight out next turn. That's kind of my hope. Or I could waste... No, I need to not wasteland him so I can pay for my own folly attacks, actually, come to think of it. So next turn, if he attacks with his Thought-Knot Seer, I can Zealous Persecution and block with my Thalia. Alright, 4/4 Endless One. And there's a Wasteland, so that makes me worry a little bit. I don't see us being able to recover from this very easily. We need to top deck more lands now, so that we can cast the Zealous Persecution or our Knight. Aether Vial is going to be a little slow from this point forward, because we already we have to take 8 this turn, possibly more if he has a land and a Reality Smasher. Pretty much have to take it and go down to 7. Have to... Oh, and there's another Wasteland. Alright, I don't think we can win this now. He just had a good start, denied our mana, played some creatures. That's typically how you lose games against Eldrazi. Yeah, I'm just gonna scoop. Alright, so maybe we shouldn't have kept that hand. Maybe it was a little too slow. He had a pretty good hand. I don't think I'm going to change anything here. I'm just going to register the same deck. Submit the same deck. So, I don't know. I don't think he's playing the white version of Eldrazi because he was playing Matter Reshaper. He probably just has Karakas as kind of anti-sneak and show hate. I think I'm still going to leave my Thalias in because the first strike is pretty good in combat. I don't think any of the other cards in my sideboard are going to be more effective. Yeah, I don't see any of those other cards being more effective than Thalia, even though he does have Karakas, which can bounce a Thalia, which is kind of annoying, but if he's using his land drop to play a Karakas, and he's spending that time to bounce my creature, that's probably bodes well for me. Because he's not playing a soul land and ramping into huge Eldrazi. So I'm going to play first. This hand's kind of risky keep if we don't draw too many good cards, but I think I'm going to keep it because I can go turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Jite, and then turn 3 Knight of the Reliquary. So I'm going to start off by grabbing a Plains here. And then playing our Vial. Two Endless One, not too scary. I'm gonna fetch out Forest so I can't be wastelanded. Oh god, I have mismatching basic lands, that's kind of terrible. So if we can avoid a Thought-Knot Seer here, that would be good. Play our Knight next turn. Because a Knight with a Jite, pretty good the matchup. Alright, Phyrexian Revoker, we'll see if he names the Aether Vial or the Jite. Probably the Jite. Not too worried about this Revoker because I can just Zealous Persecution it away. Okay, he names Aether Vial. Four Knight is great. If we draw a land, we can actually cast the Batterskull next turn. Or we can just start wastelanding him. Equip our Jite to the Knight and then just start wastelanding him. Alright, Dismember. That's pretty good. So now there's a pretty good chance that we can lose this game. We don't have any creatures in our hand, and nothing really going on, so to speak. May as well put a counter there. May as well play another Vial. Whoops. I, for some reason, thought I had Thalia in play. No big deal, though. I might even just use the Zealous Persecution here to take less damage and kill his Phyrexian Revoker. Alright, well, I have to hope I draw a land or something because he's had a pretty good start, was able to deal a lot of damage to me. I need to get some lifelink online. Okay, Stoneforge, that's not the worst thing. At least I can get some GT counters. But, you know, I'm just dead, aren't I? Because Reality Smasher with Trample is 5. I'm at 5. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually just dead. There's nothing I can do, because even if I equip the GT, I'm going to take lethal combat damage before the counters come online, so... Well, that kind of sucked. Knight, we really needed that Knight of the Reliquary to live. Who knows, though? Let's equip this and see what he does. He might actually play around me vialing in a thing, so he might not attack with everything, which is kind of my only chance to win this game. Alright, it's another Reality Smasher. If we weren't already dead enough, now there's another Reality Smasher. We're just gonna scoot. Alright, so that kind of sucks. We lost to Eldrazi after winning the first game. But I think, you know, we made some reasonable keeps. I'll see you for the next match.